for afternoon. I would like to continue regarding the samatha meditation, vipassana meditation. Those wishing to study the samatha meditation, vipassana meditation, I recommend to study the book called the Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. The path of purification is a very good handbook for meditation and for spiritual development. And also, you can briefly study about the meditation in Buddhist psychology, which is called the Abhidhamata Sangha. Altogether, 2 books for those wishing to study a little bit about meditation, study on the Abhidhamata Sangha and the meditation section, the last one. For those wishing to go into detail about meditation and its related explanations, and they should study the Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. Now, I would like to share some brief explanation regarding samatha meditation. Samatha means calm and peace. This calm and peace happens only when the mind becomes calm. In order for the mind to be calm and peaceful, we need to give the mind an object. In this case, suppose the mind is like a baby, a playful baby or a playful child. A playful child needs some toy to play with so that the child is quiet. In today's time, mothers and fathers, they give their children iPad. By means of iPad, they keep children quiet. Because the children's mind are absorbed in various games. In the same way, in order to keep the mind calm and peaceful, we have to have the object of the mind. But remember, the mind, like the boy, is very picky and very problematic. He may make problem. Whenever it finds it doesn't like it, so it will protest. In this case, even though we have chosen the specific object of meditation, the mind will protest sometimes, trying to wander off. More suitable meditation object is only breath, observation of the breath. This is easiest and more suitable for everyone. Certain specific meditation objects are not suitable for all. This means that one side doesn't fit all. One side doesn't fit all except the anapanasati breathing meditation. Breathing meditation is one size fits all, regardless of personal differences. That's why in Buddhist style, it is always recommended adamanasti, observing of the breath, mindfulness meditation of the breath for everyone, young and old, bad and good people, with a good mental state and bad mental state. This is the easiest one. Now, there are 40 subjects of meditation. So please now understand there are 40 subjects of meditation, which you can choose as the object of meditation. All these are intended to keep the mind calm, to train the mind. So a meditator need to choose any object he prefer. In Buddha's time, all the 40 subjects of meditations are chosen because people have different characteristics. They come from different background. Anapanasati is mostly chosen. Other 39 subjects are not chosen today, in today's time, because the teachers themselves have no skill, even though the meditator can try slowly. Why this happen? Because certain object of meditations needs guidance. Now, before I go into detail about all those subjects, I would like to tell you all 40 subjects of meditation. All 40 subjects of meditation. What are they? Okay, now the first is 10 kind of meditation objects, which are used as a spherical object. Spherical means circular in shape, circular shape object. Now I want to explain you all those 10. The first one is called a art circle. In this meditation, meditator use the art as object of meditation. Here, the art is not ordinary art. You have to clean the art in particular sites of the circle. Let's say about a bigger trail, uh, at least 2 or 1.5 or 2 feet in circumference. That should be enough. Make the art in circular shape with the borders all around. You can put the border such as a circle of the uh, ropes or bamboos or any marker, which is a very clear and distinctive. Outside that circle, you just obscure with the other thing so that you see only the art and focus the mind there. You mentally level that art and art. Keep the mind there fully march into the circle of the art. You don't need to use bigger circle. The bigger circle will keep the mind distracted and dissipated. Attention will dissipate and scatter. So we need to focus the attention on a more concentrated space, smaller circle, 1.5 or 1 feet in the circumference. Then you visualize that art circle and trying to develop the manipulative skill of that circle, art circle. You zoom in, zoom out later on. But at the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you don't need to do it, just observe it. Once you are able to manipulate that art circle in the form of it in your mind without even looking at that art circle anymore, you must be able to bring that art circle object into the mind, even when you are no longer looking even at the night time, when there are no light, you just focus on it and try to manipulate, enlarge it, and also reduce it and bring it toward you, zoom in and zoom out also. Once you are able to manipulate, then your mind will be become more powerful and more concentrated. In this case, you don't need any kind of the other objects because this is samatha meditation. So you need to only develop concentration. This is how one use the art sake as the object of meditation. The second one is called the water sake. Sometimes the water sake is good for young people who are always restless, whose minds are always distracted. In Buddhist text, it is mentioned that water sake, you can use a water ball, or you can go to the bank of the small lake where the surface of the water is quiet without any disturbance from the air or from the playful children. The water surface must be quiet and also clear and calm. My friend, one of my friends, he used to uh, practice this water meditation. So he put the water in the copper ball, or polished copper. He put the water in, he just observed it. In progressive stage, the water inside the copper ball become very interesting with the power of the mind and with a strong concentrated mental energy. He told me that once he can even notice the water inside the ball start shaking in the circle because he just wish it, because the mind is also concentrated into the water. When he go back to his bed at the night time, he doesn't need to look after the water. He just only see that water object very clearly in the mind. So this kind of the ability is called the Patibhaga Nimitta ability. So you may not understand because they are more advanced and technically, and sometimes some terms are technically difficult to explain unless we have the practical experience. So this is called the water meditation, water sphere meditation. Altogether we have two. Now number three is called the fire circle. To practice this, you have to use the fire, the light, the burning fire on a tray, and just observe from the fire from the hole, a small hole. through the whole, and you just watch it and keep the mind there. This is the number three, sphere meditation. Number 4 is called the air. Air. You can try this air meditation when the winds are blowing from a certain direction. We can use the, in this case, we can use the quiet fan without any noise, and let the air flow in one direction. You stay there, but you need to be careful, otherwise you will get cold. You keep one of your body parts, such as the elbows or the shoulders, without being covered. Then the moment the air blow through your shoulder, you just noted air, and just observe it. Or you just feel the sensation, the motion sensations of the air. And later on, with the concentration, the sensations of the air will no longer go. It will come up as only the warm air blowing up. Later on, you'll see only the motion. This is the only beginning state. Or you can sometimes you see the small plants blowing by the air. Just see the presence of the air and focus there without letting the mind wander off. Number 5, this is the color circle. You have to paint a circle of the tray, white tray, where let's say blue color. This is called the Nila Kasina, blue color. Or you can just stick a blue color paper onto the tray. Just observe it. Keep the mind there. And the 6th Kasina meditation is gold or yellow color sphere. You choose a circle, a tray, a circle-shaped tray. Just paint it gold color. Keep the mind there into the color. Try to absorb the mind into that color. But you don't need to force. It should be very relaxed and very calm. It's like relaxing the mind into the color, golden color circle. And later on, you will develop a very consistent circle, gold color circle. Close your eye, you will see that gold color in your mind. And once you progress that far, you can move here without looking at the gold sphere shape. Physical gold sphere shapes is no longer needed. You just only focus on it without reading it. This is how to start the sphere meditation. Now another one. This one, 7th, red color circle. Red color circle. This is to be brightest as explained before. Another one is white, pure white color circle. Pure white color circle. One can also practice this meditation like I explained before. In some tradition, for those coming from the background who never have any kind of experience of meditation, who have some sort of the mental problem, the teachers are usually asked them not to practice meditation. Instead, they just give the paper and color pencil, and they instruct the student to draw the circle. And then the teacher instruct to paint red color or gold color. All gold color circle, they just ask to fill the whole page with a circle. Once they are able to do that, once they are able to keep their mind calm and peaceful, then practical meditation object can choose for practical meditation. Now, number 9 is called the light meditation. The light meditation in Pali is called aloka. Aloka means light. Kasina means fear. This is to be practiced in the text. It is mentioned about to choose meditation, to choose the rising early morning sun, or setting sun in the evening from an ideal place. You will see the rising sun slowly coming up. It will be about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. You can focus on the sun, but do not use the bright sun. Just only at the morning, early morning time, rising sun. Setting sun is also the same thing. Bright sun is very harmful for the eye. If you don't wish to choose the sun as the object, you can choose the, let's say, particular cartel, white color cartel, and in the cartel, in today's time is much more easier now. You can use the light. The light maybe floodlight, which project is like in the form of a circle onto the cartel. The cartel on the stage show, you see that in the entertainment stage show, you use the cartel, very white, pure white color cartel, or maybe a little bit brownish, a beige color, and you just put onto the screen the floodlight. You use that object as a meditation object. This is how one can practice aloka kasina. And next, the third or the 10th kasina is a space krina. Space krina, space means space, spherical structure of space. How to use it? If you are trying to look into the blue azure sky, it is not recommended. What you have to use is just use some sort of the structure. You just put a hole, drill a hole, a bigger size, about half a feet, or half a feet is much better, so that you can concentrate. Through that hole, you observe the blue sky as the object of meditation. Altogether, these are 10 spherical meditation objects. Now, another things are focusing on the disgusting, repulsive objects. What are they? They are the body of a corpse, a dead human body. But this is not suitable. I just only explain you. This is totally not suitable for everyone. It is like a shock treatment for very stubborn attachment, very stubborn ego, and very stubborn defilement, such as the desire of the flesh, and also arrogancy, anger, those who have big ego, those who have a lot of pride, and those who have a lot of the lust, and they should practice it. Not for everyone. So what are 10 meditation which focus on repulsive, disgusting nature of the body? Now, I would like to explain you only briefly. Briefly. The first one is called Uddumataka. Ud means up. Dumata means swelling, lifting up, especially rotting in blood corpse. In ancient India, most dead body, except in the cremation, are thrown and discarded in the cemetery ground with no one to take care, with no protection against any element. So after one night or 2 nights, with the hot sun shining, and the body becomes bloated and blown. And this is the called the Odumataka. A meditator should go there and sit near or a pulpit above, look at the dead body, which is already blowing up like a balloon, air-filled balloon, about to explode, about to spew out the impure fluids. Just observe it. And the moment meditator is observing, and also reflect, this body is referring to meditator's body. This body is of the same nature like that corpse. This body is of the same nature like that dead corpse. That this body cannot escape such kind of nature if it was left that way. Slowly, slowly, the mind becomes come down, all the defilements and all the pride and all the anger and all the grudge and all those kind of very obstinate, stubborn defilements slowly, slowly, weaker, getting weaker and weaker. And then even he can make quick progress. So this is the fast. The second one is called Vinilka. Vinilka, Vi means this. Nilka means color, this color. But in this case, Nilka means brownish color. The body's skin color transform into the brownish. Even a white or beautiful person's skin turn brownish if the dead corpse is left under the sun without any refrigeration. So the meditators should choose that as an object. Then he reflect on that discolored corpse as I explained before. Now the third object, object is called Vipobaga. We means coming out. Boba means fluid, impure body fluids coming out. The dead body corpse with all the impure uh, pus, impure body fluids oozing out, coming out from the cracked spores of the skin, from the mouth, from the nose, from the ear, from the anal passage, etc. It is not for faint-hearted meditator. It is a really brave and courageous meditator. So this is the third object. Now the the fourth one is called the Wichita. The body has been already cut into pieces due to the pulling of the fox, hyena, vulture, dogs, all those kind of wild animals come and eat the dead corpse in the cemetery ground. So in Medita, in this case, he chose a certain body parts, maybe hands, feet, legs, collarbones, or rib bone, or only stoma. There's no more flesh inside, just only scattered body parts on the cemetery grounds. The Merida choose only one piece of the body part, and he start reflecting on that body part, and at the same time he reflect on his own body. There are such body pieces inside this body, which share the same nature. One day, when this body disintegrate, same thing will happen to this body. Reflect, meditate, and reflect, meditate, and reflect. He doesn't need to focus on the breathing, or he doesn't need to go into pain observation or any kind of one thought observation meditation. He just only choose this as an object of meditation. It's so simple and so easy to focus. The only thing is he need to reflect and develop wisdom, practical wisdom. This is a very easy and short treatment. Short treatment, I hope you may have this short treatment method. In the hospital, in medical profession, there is some sort of a treatment, especially for those med people who are suffering from some sort of the neurosis, psychoneurosis mental disorder. And usually they are subject to sort of the EEG, electroencephalograph. They just use EEG to short circuit the brain, and body's nervous system in certain parts of the bodies, so that mentally abnormal person regain his normal state of mind. This kind of process is called the shock treatment. In Buddhist teaching, we have the shock treatment. These 10 kind of meditations are shock treatment meditation for those stubborn, for those meditators with the stubborn mental states. Okay, now number 5. Number 5 is Vikayitga. Vik means scatter. Kayitga means already eaten and chew. Scattered body parts already chew and already gnawn and mangled by the dogs and vultures. This is also very good meditation. And number 6, called Wikidga. Wikidga means thrown here and there. Thrown here and there, there's no more skill done, just only scattered bone, scattered piece of the body parts, especially dry bones. You just observe a particular piece of the body parts thrown and scattered in the channel ground. And number 7, Hadda Weka Idga. This one is a dead person's body mutilated and cut by knife by criminals and thrown away in the channel ground and cemetery grounds. So this means that a particularly cut body parts is also can be used as a meditation object. In this case, some body parts, like the modern medical science students, they can study it in the same way. You can, even though it will be not available for real body parts, we can use body parts. It's not frightening like those previous ones. So number 8 is called Lohitgar. This is a bloody corpse. Bloody corpse is still normal. The bloody corpse is not for faint-hearted people. And number 9 is Puluvaka, dead body corpse, full of worms, all twisting and wiggling worms already inside the body. Just choose that body, dead body, as the object of meditation. And the 10th one is called Attika. Attika is the last one. The last one, this is a body, bones only. The bones scattered here and there. Use that as those pieces of bone as the object of meditation. Altogether, 10 meditation, 10 meditation of the dead body, 10 object of dead body, used as a meditation object. So these are not suitable for everyone, but those wishing to make good progress can choose. In Myanmar and Thailand, some monks, they choose one of these 10 objects of dead body as the meditation objects. They make good progress to shake up one's mind, especially defilements. And they combine with the anapanasati too. So altogether, we have the 20 subject of meditation. Now, another 10 subject of meditation I want to explain. Okay, what are they? These are called the anusati. Anu means repeatedly. Sati means remembering repeatedly or reflecting continuously, repeatedly. What kind of objects are they? Altogether 10 objects. The first one is called Buddha Nusti. Buddha is the Buddha, the perfectly enlightened holy saint Buddha. Anusti, recollection. Recollection of the Buddha. Recollection of the Buddha is just remembering each attribute, the specific attributes of the Buddha. You don't need to reflect on all 9 attributes, but if you can, it's okay. But if you don't wish, you just only choose one particular attributes. How many attributes of the Buddhas are there? I hope some of you may be quite familiar with the evening chanting, morning chanting. You used to say, Itipiso Bhagava Araham Sammasambuddho Vijjajrana Sambano Sugado Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Sattva Vamanusanam Buddho Bhagava. These are attributes. You are actually chanting the Buddha's attributes. Now I want to count for you. Araham is the first attribute. Sammasambuddho is the second attribute. Vajjajranasamano, the third attribute. Sugado, the fourth attribute. Lokavidu, fifth attribute. Anodra Buddhisadhammasarati, sixth attribute. Sattva Manusanam, seventh attribute. Buddha, eighth attribute. Bhagava, the ninth attribute. So out of these 9 attributes, you can choose one attribute. You reflect on the profound and wide meaning of the each attribute you choose. Sometimes some people, they use the beads. Bead, you know the bead, rosary, 108 beads counts. They use one They just use one beat and the rosary whenever they say Araham. Um, they just count all the whole round of the rosary. But rosary is just only a marker. In ancient times, people don't use the rosary. They just reflect on the attributes. Sometimes they chant the whole path of 9 attributes of the Buddha. They reflect on those 9 attributes of the Buddha. They don't need to do any kind of breathing meditation, etc. Just observe it and just uh, reflect on the deep meaning of the each attribute. For example, the first attribute, Arham, means the one who have root, the one who have root out, the one who have eradicated all impure mental state once and for all without any recurrence. This is the meaning of the word Arham. So you reflect on the purity of the Buddha's mind, perfect purity of the Buddha's mind, Buddha's consciousness. How wonderful this Buddha's consciousness is. So pure and so calm, agitated, and disturbed by those kind of defilement, which normally used to have for all of us in the ordinary human world. So Buddha's mind is so calm and so pure, so holy. And his mind remains always calm, and his mind remains always calm. His attention is also remain in the supreme bliss. So as a result of this mental purity, he also possesses other very powerful psychic potency. Because he has such a pure mental state, his behavior is always managed well, always perfect. The way he speak, the words he speak, the amount of what he use, and the language he use, and the manner he show is always calm and composed. You can see how composed and how serene the Buddha's physical conduct is because he has such a pure and holy mental state. So you reflect on this first attribute. Because he has such a pure mental state agitated by desires and defilement, he never ever does any kind of undue action. For example, when he was alone in his private room, he never stayed dancing or singing. He never do any kind of bad thing. He always remained calm and peaceful, not only in front of the audience. All his calm and composed nature is always remain, always consistent, the same. This is totally different from the way ordinary human beings used to do. For example, take for example me, I'm a monk. In front of people, I may behave like a very enlightened, holy person, very calm and very peaceful. Once I'm alone, where there's nobody inside my room, I may be doing this and that, and nasty thing, etc. This is the way of the all human beings in the world. In front of people, they're trying to pretend themselves to be nice guy. They're trying to project a holy image to other people. But when there are no one, they used to do a lot of bad things. You will hear such kind of the incidents, things in the newspaper about the supposed to be pure monks who are abusing their children, etc. So in Buddha's case, Buddha's physical conduct always remain pure, always spotless, immaculate, because his mind is pure all the time. He doesn't have any kind of incidents of untoward thoughts, any unwholesome desire. He doesn't have. So he always pure. So once you are reflecting on the first attribute, you develop inspiration, you develop the deep respect to the Buddha. Oh, wonderful. This person knows the Buddha is so wonderful. You also the trying to check what kind of a person he is in the Buddhist text. Everything is mentioned is a very simple one. There's no enlargement about Buddha's physical conduct all his life. You can see it in the Buddhist text, throughout Buddhist text. He always conduct himself peacefully. So I want to keep this explanation short because explaining all the attributes, how you should meditate, will take a lot of time. So this is the first reflection called the Buddha Gnostic. Now the second one, second reflection is called the Dhamma Gnostic. Dhamma Gnostic is a compound noun, Dhamma and Gnostic, combination of two words. Dhamma means the holy teachings and holy Dhamma, attained Dhamma. In this case, you have to understand that Dhamma means two things. The first one is teaching, collective teaching of the Buddha, which is noble and holy, which is for universal human well-being, which never have any kind of discriminatory teaching. And the second meaning of the Dhamma means the holy spiritual attainments attained by the Buddha and all those enlightened saints. What are they? They are, for example, absorption state, poor material absorption state, poor immaterial absorption state. These are altogether 8. Sometimes these are called the 8 absorption state. And 16 insight knowledge, and 6 psychic powers, psychic capacity, and also 8 perfect trance of the mind, and 4 part states, 4 fruition state, and supreme nibbana. All this is called the Dhamma. This usually called attained Dhamma, the Dhamma to be attained, the Dhamma which have attained by the Buddha and those enlightened saints. For all of us, like ordinary people, like you and me, we can attain certain absorption state, maybe the first 2, up to the first 1 to 3, we can attain. We can also develop some of the 16 insight knowledge. Other psychic powers or other achievements may take time. It depends on how much good accumulated parami we have done in the past. And some of people out of the few 100,000 can have the psychic powers, but then the psychic powers is very weak and sporadic, not strong and not consistent, not permanent. I have one friend, a monk, who is very well known for his psychic ability to choose the right path for the devotee. He has every day more than 1,000, nearly 1,000 people coming to visit him every day in Yangon. But his ability is just only very minor if compared to the Buddha. With that small amount of capacity, he helps the people to choose what kind of thing they choose when they are in some sort of difficult situation in their lives. Some of the devotee, they successful, some of them not. And so he's a big boss. He used to come to visit Burma, but to USA here. People come. Okay, now I want to continue my talk because they are not relevant ones. Okay, the Manosti is called a reflection on the power of the Dhamma, attribute of Dhamma. How many attributes of the Dhammas are there? 6 attributes. I think some of you may be quite familiar because you are chanting. Some of you are participating in the group chanting and the marble. You chant Sakhodo Bhagavata Dhammo Samdetiko Agaliko Ehipasiko Opanejiko Pachatam Viritavo Vinyuhi. Okay, now let's have a break. We will continue after 15 minutes. Let's have a break. Okay, now let's resume the class. Now the second recollection meditation is called the Dhammanosti, reflecting on the 6 attributes of the Dhamma. Some of you may be quite familiar with those 6 attributes because you used to chant every day, Sakkado, Bhagavata Dhammo, Sandetiko, Agaliko, Ehibasiko, Opaneyiko, Pachadam Veridabo Vinyuhiti. These are the attributes of the Dhamma. The first attribute is called the Sakkado in Pali, which means well taught, well expounded, because it is based on practicality and reason, because there's no limitation based on a narrow confine, because it is free from any kind of intimidation or enticement. So the Dhamma past attribute is very profound. Its meaning is very profound. Sandetiko can be experienced by oneself, can be seen by oneself. And that attribute, akaliko, timeless, there's no time frame. If you follow the teachings of the Buddha and practice it, apply it, you can benefit immediately without being necessary to wait certain amount of time. A basiko, this attribute means come and see. This invitation should be extended, can be extended to everyone. So this is the meaning of a basiko. Opa neiko is the fifth attribute. This means that the Dhamma, the holy teachings of the Buddha, is to be always keep handy, to always carry with one person all along in journey of life, to use whenever necessary, wherever necessary, like the way you use your wallet, like the way you use your medicines, keeping everything handy with you, bringing with you all the time. In the same way, the Dhamma is to be applied and by keeping it handy. And picture down Varidaba when you eat the last, the number 6 attribute. The Dhamma is to be known, to be analyzed, to be later accepted by the wise after convincing themselves. This is the meaning of the 6 attribute. You reflect on one of these 6 attributes or all of the 6 attributes. This is how you practice Dhammanosti meditation. Now let me explain the thought recollection. The thought recollection is called the Sangha Anusti. Sangha Anusti is like the Manusti compound noun, Sangha Anusti. Sangha means the holy community, the holy saints of the monks and all those beginner meditators and those who are committed meditators on the spiritual journey. Anusti means recollection, recollection of the community, of the attribute. In this case, 9 attributes. 9 attributes. What are they? The 9 attributes, we have the 5 cause attribute, uh, 5 result attribute, and 4 cause attribute. Altogether 9. Now let me explain. I hope some of you already understand, already familiar. So Patipano, Bhagavado, Savaka Sango. This is the first attribute. Ujupati Bano Bhagavado Savaka Sango. This is the second attribute. The third attribute is Nyaya Patipano Bhagavado Savaka Sango. And the fourth attribute is Sameji Patipano Bhagavado Savaka Sango. These are called the reason attributes. The reason attribute. Now the result or consequent attributes called ahunyo. This is the first attribute of the result. Pahunyo, this is the second attribute. Tekiniyo, this is the third one. Angelikaraniyo, this is the fourth. Anodran Punya Kitan Lokasa. This one is the fifth. And these five attributes are called the result attribute. So reason attribute, result attribute. Four attributes usually signify result, the cause. And five attributes signify the result or consequence. I think I may need it to explain a little bit because otherwise you will maybe confusing for you. So why there are four reason attributes? The community, the whole community on the spiritual path is on the straight well practiced path. Su means well, practice, well gone, well practiced. On the part of righteousness, on the part of wholesome practice. This is what it means. Supatipano, without causing any harm, to oneself and to other people, and just only for peace and wisdom and happiness. This is the first cause attribute. Then the second one is called Ujupatipano. On the straight path, the community is on the straight path, on the straight spiritual path, without any crookedness, even slightest manner of the mental crookedness or the physical, practical crookedness. Always straightforward, removing all the crook nature of the power action and physical action, and always on the straight path of the practice. That's the second attribute. The third reason attribute is called the Nyaya Pratipana. Nyaya is a Pali word. It means on the right method, the right way, and the noble way and the noble path. To attain Nibbana, to attain wonderful, advanced, pure mental state. So this is what it means. Now, the fourth reason attribute is called Samichi Paribhana. Samichi Paribhana. Sami is like the senior, the one who is senior. It means senior. So we used to show our respect to the senior people. In this case, Samichi means the one who deserved respect, the one who is spiritual bar, which deserves respect. So respectable bar. The community of the disciples is on the respectable spiritual part of the respectable part of the practice. So all these four are called the cause and the reason attributes, because they are on such kind of wholesome, righteous, and blameless, straight, and the noble part. They deserve proper treatment. So proper treatment are mentioned in the 5 words. Ahunyo, this is the first word. Pahunyo, and then Nakiniyo, Angelikaraniyo, Anotran, Punya Kita, Logasa. Ahunyo means the community of Sangha is to be treated with the respect. They deserve the they deserve the offering bring which are brought from the far. Pahuneo, they deserve to be treated with hospitality. Takineo, they deserve to receive the faith-based offerings. And Takineo, Angelicaneo, they should be respected by showing one's palms together. And Notram Bonya Kitan Logasa, they are like the field of the planting, the seed of the merit to benefit to the people. So this all together, these are 5 attributes. If we combine all these 5 attributes, or it becomes 9 attributes. So this is called the Sangha Okay, now let me explain. Let me explain next one. It's called a Sila Nosti, reflection on one's morality. Reflecting on one's morality, one's own moral precepts. What is it? It is reflecting on your ability, your strong commitment to keep your moral precepts pure and unbroken. For example, let's say you are a very busy person with a family, uh, with a lot of things to look after. So you have no time. You have no time. What you can do is you can only observe the 5 precepts. And you reflect on how you observe, how you are able to observe 5 precepts without breaking up any rule. Then you reflect on your wonderful commitment. Oh, for all these long years, I'm able to observe these 5 precepts, even though I have a lot of commitment, I have a lot of other conditions. I'm very fortunate to be able to keep these 5 moral precepts pure and unbroken. These 5 moral precepts are very wonderful virtues of an individual human being. I am so lucky to be able to observe these 5 precepts, etc. You just reflect on your unbroken precepts. This way you practice Sila Nosti. Now, next one, the 5th one, Jaga Nosti. Jaga Nosti, Jaga and Nosti, 2 words combined together and compound now. Jaga means charity, your charitable deeds. Nosity, reflecting on your generous goodwill and your generous action. Generosity is very important, wonderful mental quality. And generous action is also a very much recommended action by the Buddha and all those wise people. So reflect on your generous goodwill, reflect on what you have done, such as charitable deeds you have done. You just appreciate your generosity and your good, generous action. Then you feel joyous and happy, not only appreciating it, you just need to feel joyous. Oh, lucky, fortunate to be able to develop this wonderful, generous goodwill, to be able to perform charitable deed whenever and wherever a good circumstances allow me. I always used to do it. This way I enrich my spirit, and this way I enrich my life. And this way I keep my spiritual wealth more accumulated. So you reflect on this way. This is what's called a Jaganosti. Now, number 6, Devadanosti. Reflecting on the quality of divine beings, deities in the heaven. How you can do it? Those in the heaven, who are bound in heaven have a lot of goodwill. They have done good things. They live their human life while they were in the human world in a very moral and nice way. Because of those wonderful qualities such as faith and such as precepts and knowledge and charitable deed and wisdom, they are bound in the heaven. You reflect, and at the same time you compare your own qualities. I too, me too, have this kind of faith. Me too have this kind of morality. Me too have this kind of knowledge. Me too have this charitable goodwill in charitable deeds. Me too, I too have this kind of wisdom. Um, because I have these same qualities, I'm um, I'm fortunate to have this ability to put myself on the right track and to make the best use of this life in a very uh, wonderful and precious way. So you reflect and you are good fortune to be able to develop these qualities like those of the divine beings. And there's a particular technique to reflect on this. And this is called the Deodanosti, reflecting on the qualities of the divine beings. Now, number 7 is Upasma Nosti. Upasma Nosti, Upasma means peace and calm, and nosy reflection. Upasma in this case is the quality of the Nibbana. The quality of Nibbana is peace without any agitation. For example, when a person's mind is angry, his mind is agitated. He noticed some sort of body warmth in the body because anger is the burning process. Same way, lust also has this burning power. It can burn not only the body in a very gentle manner. The way the anger burns a person's body is different from the way ordinary natural fire burns. Natural fire just burns instantly and it leaves you with some sort of a bad sensation. The way our mental emotion, such as anger or lust, burn is slow, like a slow charcoal, burning slowly, slowly, slowly. Later, it can consume if we cannot manage. If we cannot manage our anger and our lust, so then in the case of the nibbana, when a person attain nibbana, when he experienced Nibbana in his meditation and spiritual practice in the progressive stage, he can feel this wonderful peace and then reflect on the peace, the natural peaceful nature of the Nibbana. To reflect on the Upasana, the nature of Nibbana, you have to refer to the Visuddhimagga. Visuddhimagga is a very detailed explanation. You can see in it. Now, the number 8. Number 8 is called Marana Nosti. Marana means death. Anosti means recollection. Recollections on death. What does it mean? We need to reflect once in a while every day on the nature of inherent death, inherent nature of the death we all have. Our body has an expiry date, even though we cannot know our expiry date. That is always shadowing and always talking. When we reflect on that, we have to reflect this life is fragile and impermanent. The nature of death is permanent. One day, everybody has to face this eventual process. In Pali, Jivutam me anichan, Marana me duwa. Life is not permanent. Death is constant. Awatsamaya Mritama. One day this eventuality will come up. So by reflecting on this, we are not to frighten ourselves. What is the purpose in reflecting this? The purpose is to wake you up and remind you of inherent nature of that, so that you accept every new day with a strong and deep sense of appreciation and with a sense of commitment to things you do, things you have to do. This way, it can make your resolve as more strong to live life, to live every day of life wonderfully, nicely, and profitably. Most people, they live like casually because they don't care about anything. They just live it up. They just think there will be tomorrow, there will be next year for me always. They always have this kind of wishful thinking. So they postpone, they delay. Sometimes they shun away from important duties. If we reflect on the inherent nature of death, we will be brought on, we will become more motivated, we will have a very strong sense of appreciation toward life, toward the remaining years, the remaining amount of time we have. In this case, Buddha encouraged the students to have seriousness, to have urgency in doing good things so that they can accomplish more, they can achieve more. So this is the purpose of this meditation. The purpose of reflecting on that is not to frighten, not to waste time on merely thinking about that. It's only intended to motivate you to more action and more seriousness in doing things in life, especially important things in life. It's a very wonderful objective, a very wonderful uh, shock treatment for us. Okay, now let me explain number nine reflection. Number nine reflection is called Kaya Kadasti. Kaya means body. Kada means related. Sati means reflection. Reflection, body related reflection. Body related reflection, Kaya Kadasti meditation is very simple and very easy to do. How to do it? You have to reflect on the body parts. There are 32 body parts. Adi Matmingai Kisa Loma Naka Danda Dacho Mansan Naru Ati Mainjan Harian Yagana, etc. In English, in the body, there's hair on the head, there's bodily hair, there are nails, there are teeth, there are skins, there are bones, etc. Yeah, this is a very easy meditation. You just only need to recite and say repeatedly. Later on, you will notice the different body parts. A combination of these two body parts, various body parts, make a person. There's nothing separate from those kind of things. Like the car, when a car mechanic understand a car is made of the different kind of components. It is only a collection of the collective mechanical parts, moving and non-moving parts. This body is also a combination of various parts which function their own roles. This way, one trying to remove a concept of permanent ego, an attachment to the me and my, etc. One start seeing the body, one's own body, as combination of the various parts. One no longer hold onto any parts of the body because one starts seeing everything in the true perspective of the Dharma. Everything is just only functioning on their own role. There is no me who can manipulate, who can maintain complete control. And everything, all the body parts, it's just only subject to rising and passing away. They happen of their own accord, not my own, according to my wish, etc. One story and start understanding and start developing this kind of deep realization. Once you have this kind of deep realization, you slowly overcome the attachment to the ego, the attachment to the me and mine, and you slowly reduce your attachment to ego and slowly reduce the incidence of the uh, defilement. You will be able to make progress on the spiritual path. So this is the bypass. Okay, now, now number 10 is called anapanasati. This is what you used to meditate, breathing meditation, in breath and out breath. This is a very easy and very simple one. Once you have once you understand all these, altogether we now have the 30 subject of meditation. We already have 30 subject of meditation. 10 spherical shape meditation object, 10 dead body meditation object, 10 reflection. We have now 30. Now the remaining 10 I'm going to explain you. Okay, now let me explain you the four sublime lifestyle. Poor abiding, poor sublime lifestyle. What are they? The practice of metta. The practice of metta is loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness, loving meditation, loving goodwill meditation. This is the first. Second meditation is compassion meditation. And the third one is joy meditation. Joy meditation. And the fourth is called equal attitudes, equal mental state, or let's say, keeping as it is. Now let me explain the first meditation. The first meditation is metta, loving goodwill. Loving goodwill in this case is the like the goodwill of the mother. A mother who has only one child, let's say a boy or a girl. She loves her son, the only son, the only daughter she had, with all her spirit, with all her heart. She is ready to sacrifice for the well-being of her baby. She loves, she cares, she develops goodwill. In the same way, a meditator should choose all living beings as the object of meditation. In this case, the object of meditation is all living beings living in all directions, in the east, in the west, in the north, in the south, in the southeast and southwest, and northeast and northwest, and down below, up above in the sky, all together 10 directions. You focus, general focus only. You don't need to specifically focus. You focus all living beings, living on different direction. May all living beings be free from enmity and danger. May they be free from mental suffering. May they be free from physical suffering. May they live their life well. This is how you transmit this loving goodwill. In this case, your focus is all living beings in all directions. To begin, you choose only one direction. First, you begin with your household. In your household, you have the spouse, parents, in-laws living in the same household, your children. You just focus on these people together, collectively. May all family members in the house be free from enmity and danger. May they be free from mental suffering. May they be free from physical suffering. May they can take care of them. May they take care of themselves well. May they live their life well. Once you develop this loving goodwill, you can slowly go ahead to other direction. In the Buddhist day, the first person to practice loving goodwill is to yourself first. In Buddhist day, it simply mentioned that you begin loving meditation, loving goodwill meditation to yourself first. May I be free from enmity and danger. May I be free from mental suffering. May I be free from physical suffering. May I take care of myself well and easily. You just transmit this loving goodwill to yourself. You will feel a very profound and warm self-love. Once you can feel this self-love strongly, then you continue to practice metta meditation to your household, your spouse. But in Buddhist day, it is explained that a male should not begin with a female. A female, in the same way, should not begin with a male. Because in this case, sometimes unnecessary thoughts may arise. You just only use general other members of the family, so that your meditation can progress. Then you slowly start with the eastern direction, west direction, northern direction, southern direction, slowly moving farther ahead to all direction. Later on, you can generalize all the direction. This is how you can go ahead with the practice and goodwill, loving goodwill meditation. So now number 2, compassion meditation. Compassion meditation in this case, the object is suffering people, all people who are in a state of suffering. In today's time, it is more relevant because of coronavirus. Because of coronavirus, people are living their life in anxiety and shock for their own life, for the life of their own loved ones, for the fellow human beings. Whenever you read the news, you heard about death and suffering of the patients or of the doctors and nurses And you see people are working hard to go with the situation. They are in a state of suffering. So focus on all those suffering beings. May all this suffering be overcome by, by all living beings. May they be free from this suffering. May this disease be found with new drug, effective drug. May all be free from this suffering. We all be free from this kind of suffering. Just focus on that. You will have a compassion, profound sense of compassion. You can combine sometimes with the metta meditation, but the karuna meditation is mostly for the object is the suffering of the people, suffering beings. You focus on the suffering being and wish them they get over with the suffering. Now, number 3, joy meditation. This joy is for all people who are happy, who are in a state of the happiness. You share their joy. May all these happy beings can live in happiness and joy. May they can live in happiness. May they can maintain their happiness. You just only keep focusing on this. So this joy meditation is not relevant for all occasions, but especially in such a time, Metta meditation, Karuna meditation is more relevant. Okay, now you can very well you can focus. You can focus on the suffering people and to overcome to withstand overcome suffering, and you see all the healthy people to continue their healthy condition. This way you can develop joy meditation. Now the last one, number 4 meditation is called Ubekha. Ubekha is a right attitude. In Buddhist text, how you should develop this kind of meditation is shown with an example of the mothers and father. The mother and father need to look after their children when they are young, when they cannot help themselves. But once they become grown-up adults, they can drive their own car by themselves. They can do their own things by themselves. They can take care of themselves. Parents are no longer necessary to look after them. In this case, parents just neglect. When they see their children, they just have a sense of upekha. This is what I explain in Buddhist text. When you practice meditation, we have to have neither attachment nor, let's say, aversion, nor any worry. We just only have a relaxed attitude to all living beings. Very relaxed attitude without any feeling of worry, without any feeling of uh, clinging, attachment. Instead, we should have relaxed attitude. How we should practice this Uddhaka meditation? Sabbe Satta Kamaska. May all these beings have the good and bad karma as their own, as their own position. All are going to be going to inherit the consequence of their karma. All living beings have the karma as their own property. All will inherit the result of their karma. This way you slowly practice the equanimity and relaxed attitude. This is also called the holy abode, the way of holy life living. You don't have any anger, you don't have any kind of anxiety or any attachment. You are not Buddha. Instead, you just develop relaxed attitude. So this is a very high practice. For all people, the first meditation, the second meditation is suitable because we can develop uh, loving goodwill and compassion, goodwill to all living beings. So altogether, I have explained these four meditations. These four meditations are called the Brahma Vihara. Brahma means novel. Vihara means life or living, the noble living. Sometimes the term Brahma refers to the heavenly angels in the highest heavens. They possess certain attributes of the power. If someone practice these four meditation, they will be revolved into those kind of heavenly abodes because of their continuous and consistent practice. So this is what is mentioned in Buddhist. Now let me continue the remaining one. Next one is Ahare Patikula Senya. Okay, Arupa. Oh, four Arupat. Four immaterial ones. Four immaterial meditation. Four immaterial meditations are very high and very advanced meditation. Even though I can explain you briefly, you will not understand completely. The first one is called Akasa Nanja Yarana. Akasa Nanja Yarana. Akasa means the space. Anansa means infinite space. Irana means the base. Infinite space is used as the base. This one can be developed by only those who have strong concentration level, strong concentration. So you just only run through this. And second one is called Vinyanenchayarana, infinite consciousness. Infinite consciousness is the way consciousness used to be. We have this kind of infinite flow of consciousness, like a trail of the white smoke, a trail of the white smoke, which used to occur after a jet aeroplane. A jet aeroplane on the clear sky in the early morning, it flying past you, we can see a white trail of the smoke trailing behind the plane. This is just only an example. Inside our mind, also we have this kind of continuous flow of consciousness. This continuous flow of consciousness is ordinarily invisible, but you will start seeing this trail of infinite consciousness when you make substantial progress in your meditation, either samatha meditation or vipassana meditation. For example, in anapanasati meditation, those who practice anapanasati meditation, choosing the breath as the only object of meditation, without focusing on the pain, without focusing on the wandering thought, without focusing on the hearing sound, without focusing on other things, they just keep on practicing this wonderful anapanasati meditation, just breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, with the mind fully absorbed, fully merged into each inflow and outflow of the air. When uh, the meditator can maintain such kind of uninterrupted meditation, uninterrupted concentration on anapanasati, he starts seeing very subtle, trail of white smoke, a trail of white smoke going into nostril, coming out of the nostril. He can even see the air going out very clearly. With that, he starts seeing spark, very beautiful sparks of light inside the trail. It's a very wonderful experience. Only those who have experienced such kind of uh, wonderful experience can relate this. So when they achieve that state, later on, the breath itself become very subtle, very subtle. They can remain in a very wonderful state of calm for a certain period amount of time. This is what used to happen in samatha meditation. And vipassana meditation, when they have achieved certain higher state or progressive state, especially the uh, 13 and 14 inside knowledge called the Sankarapika, with all the frequency of the pain subsided, with the frequency of wandering thoughts subsided, the meditator's mind is so calm and so peaceful. There is no more pain. There are no more wandering thoughts. The body is so subtle that it no longer feel the touch with the flow, with the cushion. The meditator himself cannot see his gross physical nature. No more gross physical nature. He just sitting on the air. He just feel like he's just sitting on the air. When he reach such kind of state, sometimes concentration and mindfulness become very strong. He can even start seeing the mind in the form of the flash. Whenever he focus on a particular action or activity, he just see the spark there, going there, just noting it. And he see, even before the wandering thoughts arise, he can pick it up, he can keep it down. The mind becomes like a well-trained monkey. Monkey used to be very nasty and always playful, restless. Our mind is like a monkey. When a meditator makes such a progress, such a stage of progress, the mind behaves like a well-trained pet, well-trained monkey, quiet, peaceful, obedient, pliant, easily managed. It's a very wonderful state. Slowly he make progress. If he make real progress, if he is to be attain the more progress stage of the part and fruition knowledge, and the stage before the enlightenment state, he starts seeing his own consciousness in the form of wonderful continuous trail with no more physical object, with no more physical object to meditate. No touch, no sensation, nothing. Just only the mind, just only the knowing mind. The knowing mind itself become the object of meditation. He just keep noting on the mind, the knowing mind. Just noted, he's began to see the mind coming in continuous state of flux, a continuous state of very thin and thread-like thread. He just see it. Slowly he just noted down, knowing. And if he has a lot of good paramis in the past lives, if he is about to attain the enlightenment, he starts seeing that kind of trail of the conscious flow. And this has become the object of the second meditation I'm explaining about. In the Vipassana meditation, the meditator has to that flow, cut that flow and enter into the process of cessation. This process of cessation is called the entering into the bliss of the Nibbana. It's very difficult to explain in contemporary language. I can explain you a little bit about it so that you can a little bit feel and you can have a sense how it feels like in progressive stage of mind, how consciousness functions, how it remains, how it uh, uh, proceeds in the in progressive state of meditation. Just only brief explanation. So let me go ahead to next one. Akanchinyayana. Akanchinyayana is the third stage of the Arupa jhana, immediate state. In this case, conscious flow is so delicate. One can no longer see the continuous trail of the consciousness. Instead, it becomes so, let's say, static. It becomes static. The Marita is himself barely note the awareness remaining because there's some sort of disruption, which is peaceful. It's not a certain jog. So this kind of situation is called the akanchinyayana. Akanchinya means nothingness. And this nothingness is based on the infinite flow of consciousness. It's not complete nothingness. It is still there's consciousness, but too subtle to note it. So this is the object of the third meditation. Now the fourth one. The fourth one is the very highest in the all mundane level achievement. Is the consciousness in this state is so subtle, so supple, so delicate. It's very difficult to explain in human language. One cannot say there is still consciousness, no consciousness, because it is too subtle. Those who have attained into that state can remain in that state of the trance for long period of the time. Actually, starting from the first one to the fourth. The fourth is the highest. And the first infinite space, like consciousness, is the first level of the highest one. Second level, the consciousness remain in the constant state of that flow, very delicate, very subtle trail. And in the third state, it began arrested and static. And in the fourth state, it's no longer feel the presence, but very subtle states. So these are very difficult nowadays to explain in practical terms. I also try. I never have achieved that far. I'm just only trying to explain to you how it looks like. So these are four higher state of the advanced consciousness, which is called the Arupa jhana consciousness, immediate absorption state consciousness. So altogether, we have 38 object of meditation. We need two more. So let's have a break now. Let's have a break time. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So we can start.
Hello, Gary. Everybody's in now?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Now let's resume our class. I have already explained 38 object of meditation. Majority of the objects are quite easy for people to practice, except a few one which we have recently explained. Now the two remaining one, this is called the 39th, called Ahare Patikula Sanya, developing the awareness of repulsive nature on the food we consume. So what to do? I'm going to explain you. We eat food every day. Most of the people in the world, they have food craving, food desire. They cannot go with their food desire. So they eat a lot. They cannot eat in moderation. As a result of their habitual eating patterns, some of them got into unnecessary health problems, such as diabetic, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, leading to the heart disease. And some of them even have very specific addiction to particular type of food, which are very harmful for the kidney. So food is the cause of problems, health problems. Why this happen? Because we have desire. We cannot control our desire to the food, particular type of the food. So what I'm trying to say is that the purpose of this meditation is to reduce craving toward the food and develop balanced mental attitudes toward the food. In other words, we need to have the right understanding and right thinking, right attitude toward food. It is the purpose is to develop the right understanding, right attitude toward the food. How we should practice this meditation. Now, let me use the Pali term, are, particular sanya. Are means the food. Hara, hara means the food. A means at the food. Particular sanya. Particular means repulsive, disgusting nature. Sanya means awareness. Meditation to develop the awareness of the disgusting nature on the food. How we are going to do? In front of us on the table, we put Godiva chocolate. We put very freshly baked brown bread. We have various kind of jams, such as blueberry jams, which come from the France, Saint Delphort, blueberry jams. We like all those kind of stuff. And we also like the beautiful and very tasty fruits such as yellow kiwis, red delicious apple, yellow golden delicious apple. And we used to munch all those stuff. To make matters worse, we like the Frito-Lay's potato chips and Pringles potato chips, which are very bad for blood pressure. So we have a lot of attachment to various kinds of food. How to develop this kind of awareness of seeing the food as a disgusting and repulsive? Now I want to explain you. Some of you may have come across some people who throw up, who vomit. I hope some of you surely have such experience with some people throwing up their own food because they are drunk. Sometimes they got dizzy in the aeroplanes. Sometimes they just got indigestion. When you look at the vomited, all the vomits which come out of the stomach of the person, you see very smelly stuff, pungent, and very ugly to look at. I just only explain you using this vomit as a practical case scenario. I originally planned to explain you how to develop disgusting awareness. You just use spit on Do you know the spittle which used to apply in the household in Asia? This is called the spittle. Spittle. Spittle is something you spit out. Something you spit out and you put it in a container, especially in the ancient Asian countries such as China, Thailand, and Burma and India. The kings and the queens, and they used to have this. And the monks in ancient time, they used to have the spittoon. They throw into this spittoon their slivers, their bitter nut chews, something they want to spit out. Now, let's talk about practical thing. You chew all the food in front of you. Very delicious food. Those I mentioned you, chocolate, fruit, brown bread, together with the very nice, healthy jams and some toast and maybe some sort of the cheese. You just chew it. You just chew it and you just spit it out into the spittle. Look at all your spit, food, and everything is mashed and mixed. Even though there's no pungent smell, acid smell, you can still see, oh, how it looks like inside my stomach. The moment I swallow every food after chewing, all the food inside my stomach will look like this. It is something you don't like to see, something you don't like to accept. Instead, you turn away your face from that. So, assume that your stomach, digestive tract, is like a spittoon. You chew the food with very happy mind, very joyous attitude, and also desire and cravings. You devour, you chew all the food you want to eat, any amount of food you want to eat, you swallow it into your stomach. Then imagine, you visualize all those kind of foods you have eaten, you have chewed, and which are now in digestive tract. And they are very ugly. Even though they are very tasty, they are very much mouth-watering before. So by visualizing, by imaginative thinking of those kind of chewy food which are now inside your digestive tract, you develop this awareness of disgusting feeling toward the food you eat. This is the first step. And the second step is think about how food is a daily problem for everyone. Daily problem for survival. You can't remain without new clothes, new fashionable, expensive clothes, but you cannot live without food. Everybody needs to eat food in order to maintain this life. So in order to get the daily food, we have to struggle. We have to go to work. We have to look for a job. We have to look for the source of the food. If you look at the small birds and small creatures, the moment they wake up in the early morning, the first thing they have to think about is the food, the daily food. Even though they may be enjoying themselves by singing beautiful songs, after the singing that short beautiful song, they have to fly away to look for the food. While they are looking for the food, they become the food of the bigger creatures. How sad it is. So, searching for the food is very, very much tiring and wearisome, labor intensive, endless. It is not a one day process. It is everyday process. looking for the food and eating is everyday process. You cannot take it for granted. Today's food is enough for the whole of my life. You cannot take it for granted. You have to look for the food next day. At the breakfast time, for breakfast. At the lunch time, lunch. At the dinner time, dinner. You have to. So by reflecting on those kind of situation, a lot of making a lot of effort, struggling and surviving for the food, you see a lot of suffering. Once you see this nature, you develop a very deep realization, very profound awareness. Oh, I am so blessed and so fortunate to have this food readily, easily available. I'm so lucky because I'm born in a human world in such good condition. The food I eat, the quality of food I eat, in comparable to the food that animals has to eat. They have to eat everything raw. They cannot bake it. They cannot roast it. They cannot stew it. They cannot make it into a soup. They cannot fry it. They have to eat it raw. Even the king of jungle, the lion, the tiger, has to eat his prey raw, pure blood, pure flesh. Sometimes you see the tigers and the lions, their mouths and their face are covered with the blood. Once they finish their food, how much suffering for every animal, every living creature in the world. As human beings, we are so lucky to have this wonderful opportunity to easily access the food. You can read your refrigerator in the morning. You can go to grocery if you are not satisfied with the food in your refrigerator. You can go to restaurant sometimes on the weekend to enjoy delicious food. You are so lucky to evolve into this world. But at the same time, you see a lot of problem and suffering related with the finding of the food. Once you are able to reflect this way, you develop very wise attitude, very wise and very balanced attitude toward the food. The purpose of the food is to provide nutrients for this body so that it can prolong life, so that it can do many good and beneficial things, wholesome things, to benefit oneself, to benefit others. And you develop this right attitude. Once you have this right attitude, you no longer hold any kind of attachment. You are able to overcome any kind of strong food craving for particular specific food. You can walk out you are craving. You can even remove it quite easily. This is the benefit of the practice in this meditation. And you will be able to avoid unhealthy stuff, and your health will be okay, and your body figure will be okay. You will be no longer fat with a bulging belly because you may drink a lot of beer. You no longer you will be able to overcome the desire to drink the beer or the desire to eat some unhealthy food such as the Pringle or the Frito-Lay, which have a lot of salt content. You will be able to choose only the right food, healthy food, even though it may have no taste. You will be able to eat it wisely and with mindfulness. This is one of the benefits of this meditation. And the other benefits, you will be able to eat whatever. You will no longer complain, will no longer make a fuss of out of some nothing. You will be able to eat whatever food is available. So this is a very suitable for those on the spiritual part. So the 39 meditation is developing repulsive nature of the food, and so that one can overcome food craving, food desire, food attachment, and excessive eating. Instead, one will be able to eat mindfully, wisely, and moderation in necessity amount. This way, there will be less and less work, such as in terms of preparation for food in the kitchen, taking a lot of time and spending so much time in the kitchen preparing the food. You will be able to eat only the right and suitable, healthy food available. You will no longer complain. So this is the benefits of this meditation. Okay, now let me explain the last one. The last one, Chatu Dhatu Vavatana. Chatu Dhana Vavatana. Chatu Dhatu Vavatana is, in simple English, element meditation. Element meditation. Please note it. Element meditation. The last one is element meditation. Meditations on the elements, four basic elements of the body. In Buddhist text, Buddha himself clearly explained about these four elements in detail. It is very interesting. But at this point, I am only going to explain four basic elements briefly. The first one is earthly element. The second element is called the water element. And the third element is heat element. The fourth one is called the air element. Inside our body, we have these four elements. By means of earth element, we can see our body, whole body structure. We can feel it, we can touch it, we can feel physical body. The characteristic of the art is gravity, uh, being able to grasp, to hold, being tangible. This is the first characteristic, even though there are other characteristics explained in Buddhist psychology. So because of there's earthly element, we can grab our body, we can see the whole physical body structure. When our bodies are recycled into the art, it transforms back into the art. How the body is recycled? When a person dies, his body is recycled. There is a big recycling machine in the world. You may not know what is that. You only know the recycling machine of the plastic and glass and metal. The recycling machine of the body is the art itself. Very wonderful. Please be aware of that. This art itself is recycling machine of the body, human body, and all the living beings, the body of all living beings. It will recycle back into the art. So we have the earthly element inside the body. We just reflect on this. There is earthly element in the body. There is watery element in the body. There is a heat element in the body. There is air elements in the body. All combination of these four elements make a person. There is no me, there is no mind. All these elements function of their own accord. They being subject to arising and passing away constantly. You just reflect this way. You no longer hold on to any kind of body but with a strong attachment, strong ego. Instead, you just see as it is. You develop the right understanding and wisdom. you will overcome ego and pride, arrogancy and anger and attachment and all those kind of mental impurities. So this is the purpose. Now let me explain you the second element, watery element. Watery elements inside. We have to dispose our water every day, once every hour, by going into toilets. You have to urinate. You have to dispose of your water. The body is a machine, always functioning 24 hours, 7 days a week, non-stop. So there's a fluid. We have to also drink the fluid. We have to also dispose of the fluid. There is fluid. The blood itself is the fluid, the watery element. And because of this collective content of the water, we are flexible. We can see the fluid of the body all over our bodies. So we reflect there is watery element inside the body. This watery element is watery element. This watery element is no rovers, no John, no Mary, no Cherry, etc. There's nothing, just only watery element. It happens of its own God, being subject to constant rising and passing away, constant degeneration and regeneration. You just reflect on that. Will be no more attachment, no more ego, no more anger. You just have developed very profound wisdom and a very calm and peaceful mind. Now let me explain the third element. This is called the heat element. Heat elements is also very interesting. It is play a very important function inside our body. Without it, we will not survive. We will not survive. Without it, the food we eat will not be digested. So our body heat is continuously generated, continuously maintaining this body. Sometimes this heat element become out of balance. In this case, we start having fever. We start having high temperature, sometimes running into 100, 103, etc. The body's elements become out of balance. In this case, the heat is out of balance. So we start feeling very hot and very abnormal temperatures, high temperatures. So we need to take medication. We need to receive the treatments. So all these elements are part of the body, the contents of the body. This heat is very much essential also, although the other things are important. Now the last element, this is called the air. Don't underestimate the role of air. The role of air is very, very important. Without this element of the air, people will be bedridden on the bed. You can see those people who are suffering stroke and paralysis, partial stroke, the whole body stroke, all these kind of conditions are the air elements becoming out of balance. The air supply cut off to a particular part of the body. So, because the air activity, air function is no longer normally working. So that person lost the ability to move his body parts. He has to use wheelchair. He may be bedridden. Even now you see my voice coming through the channels of the electromagnetic wave, electromagnetic equipment. You can hear my voice. My voice coming out of my body. This voice is just only the result of the air. The result of the air generated inside my body and the near vocal cord. The moment I want to talk, that the desire generate the air. It motivate the air. It prompts, and then it goes. The sound to come out. When this air is weaker and weaker in the old age, we cannot have a very strong, clear voice. So every movement of the body, such as getting up, lying down, moving here and there, going up and down, bringing this and that, lifting this and that, dropping down this one, that, driving the car, and doing this and that, all are function of the air. The other element alone cannot function. Water element alone cannot function. Heat element alone cannot function. Air element alone cannot function of itself. All these four elements coordinate and correspond in our body, generated by the mind, driving by the mind. The mind is like a electricity, the driving force. That's why I explained you just during morning when you are eating mindfully, you just observe the desire, the intention to swallow. Don't swallow casually. Instead, you just noted it, intention to swallow, or intention to get up, intention to get up, etc. Slowly, you will note how the human thoughts, which have been in a fraction of a second, plays very important role as the prompter of the action. Without this, the role of the air and the mind, we cannot act. So all these elements are very important. They support human consciousness. Human consciousness is like the electricity and software. The four elements are material parts of a robot, a person, known as robot or John, etc. Once you know that, you will slowly be able to get over with the notions of me and mine. This is the purpose of this meditation. The main purpose is to liberate our mind and our intellect from entanglement, from this entanglement, continuous and consistent entanglement and ego, me and mine. Once the mind and the intellect is liberated and free from this entanglement, he will be able to live life in peace and happiness. He will be able to achieve more, to do more good things for other people. That's how Buddha can work for other people. So this is the last, number 40 object of meditation. Now I want to add one more. This one is called Vipassana. Vipassana meditation. In Vipassana meditation, all these 40 subjects can be used, the starting point, as the starting point. But when a meditator develops strong, sustained level of concentration, he can switch to object of Vipassana meditation. In this case, developing the ability to receive three characteristics of every mental and physical phenomena. And three characteristics are very important to know. Therefore, I want to explain you about these three characteristics. They are very important part of the spiritual training and spiritual awakening. There are three characteristics in the world which exists, inherently exists, and every thing, material thing and immaterial thing, including our bodies. Most people, they can only see one particular parts, even though there are three characteristics. Especially, let's look at ourselves. We are made out of 5 aggregates. The first aggregate is called the matter, physical matter, which you can see as the form of the physical body. This physical body is the first aggregate. The first aggregate. And the second aggregate, the second major aggregate, and the third, the fourth, the fifth ones. All these are immaterial aggregates. These immaterial aggregates are not to be found in physical parts of the body. They are just only the energy states, invisible energy states, all these 4. Out of these 4, the major one is called the Vijnana. Vijnana. Vijnana is the last one, the 5th aggregate. It means consciousness. Vijnana means the consciousness. Chaita, Mano, Vijnana. You are already familiar with it, these 3 terms, 3 Pali words, which refer to the consciousness. So consciousness is the main aggregate of those 4 immaterial aggregates. Based on this main consciousness, the feelings and the perception and various sub-mental states, these 3 immaterial aggregates happen. So altogether, we have 1 material aggregate. We have 4 immaterial aggregates. Out of 4 immaterial aggregates, the consciousness serves as the main base. Based on the consciousness, other 3 arise. They are the feeling, various kind of the feeling, happy feeling, unhappy feeling, neutral feeling. And then perception. Perceptions are the memories and flashback which we used to have, thinking about family, thinking about work, thinking about such and such experience. They are endless. These are let's call it perception, which happen in the form of the memories. Another one, the third immediate aggregate is called Sankhara Khanda. Buddhist scholars, they're trying to interpret it as aggregate of the, I don't know, concomitant states. Very difficult to interpret, but I prefer sub-mental states. The mental states which are based on the mind itself. They are various. Altogether, they are 50. If you want to know about all the 50 sub-mental states, you need to study Buddhist psychology. Among those 50 sub-mental states is anger, boredom, sleepiness, jealousy, and faith, awareness of faith, mindfulness, and concentration. All these are included in these 50 of the sub-mental states. So this is a very wide one to explain. So I will just give it short, brief. So altogether, there are 5 aggregates. Every living person, living being, has these 5 aggregates. Now, let me explain 3 characteristics. Three characteristics. I hope some of you may heard about that. The first one is called nature. Means not. Nature means permanent, not permanent. In other words, it means impermanence. This is the first characteristic. And the second characteristic is called the dukkha. Many scholars, they try to interpret this Pali word as suffering. It is totally incomplete and totally misleading. Because I come from a strong background of the Pali learning. So I know what this word means. This word is a very wide and big word with a lot of meaning. In this case, we keep the word dukkha as the dukkha. We don't interpret it so that you will understand later on. You will be slowly used to it, used to hearing the word dukkha and using the term dukkha frequently. You will understand later on. And this is the second characteristic. And the third characteristic is called anatta. This is also very confusing word. Many scholars, they try to interpret as no soul, no self. Is totally wrong, totally irrelevant to interpret this way. Because the word anatta doesn't mean like this. It means very, very much different from the English interpretation. Now, in order to appreciate, in order to feel the deep wisdom of the Buddha, I want to use the words said by the Buddha, by himself. Regarding the word nature, Buddha gave the definition in the Weaving text. What is it called? It's called, okay, or three characteristics, okay. Then the first one is nature, according to definition of the Buddha. The first definition of the Buddha, a nature, Hodoa abhavatina, nature. Hodoa, having arising, abhava, passed away. A nature means something which has arisen, but which is also being subject to passing away. This is what's called a nature. Okay, now thank you, Corey. You show me that this everything is limited to a certain duration and consequently liable to disappear. Okay, this is relevant, quite relevant. According the original definition given by the Buddha in the Buddhist text is Hodwa Bhavatena nature. Hodwa is Jiran Pali word, Jiran word. Hodwa having arisen, Abhava means subject to disappear. Athena means by reasons of being subject to passing away after having arisen. This is what's called a nature. Now dukkha. Dukkha, according to the definition given in the Buddhist text, is Obada Vaya Patipilnatina dukkha. This is the quotation in Pali. Because it is constantly being subject to arising and passing away. This is what's called dukkha. So, definition given in the Buddhist text is more simple and more easier to understand. Now, anatta. And then the word which appears in my computer screen is everything is deprived of itself. There's no self inherent entity, nothing that can be controlled. It's okay, quite relevant. So the original definition given by Buddha in Buddhist text is awasa vutanatina anatta. Awasa vutanatina anatta. A means not. Wasa means desire or manipulation. Vutanatina happening, because it doesn't happen according to one's own wish and one's own manipulation. That's why it's called anatta. So anatta means self-inherent nature, which is free from manipulation and control of a particular person's wish. In other words, something which has been according to its own course, taking its own course, is what's called anatta. Once you understand these three characteristics, you will develop profound wisdom. You will be able to accept whatever comes up. In this case, I would like to explain to a practical case scenario. I want to talk about one of my close devotees. She's a lady about, let's say, 48 years old lady. She is still quite young. She has a son and a husband, good husband. They have a good house. They have house. They have a regular income. And her husband is an engineer. And his salary is good, so she doesn't need to work. But unfortunately, she got a, she was diagnosed with cancer. She is very much devastated. She crying every day. She cannot enjoy herself anymore. Her husband trying to comfort her, but she cannot. She called me. She asked me for help. Please help me one day because I don't want to die. My son is still young. He need to finish his college education. He's not graduated yet. I don't want to die. I'm not ready for that. Crying on the phone, she told me about that. So I have to think about a very skillful way of giving comfort to her. I told her, please don't cry. Crying is of no use. What you have to do now is just keep your calm. In order to keep your calm, just come to our place to learn how to meditate. You need to do meditation. The body is like the machine, and the body is like a vehicle. Your vehicle have now some mechanical problem. You need to be patient, and you need to wait. What's come? Whatever comes, you have to accept it. You have to be ready. You have to know the real nature of the body, the real nature of this body. Everything is subject to rising and passing. You don't need to worry. Just only be ready to live the remaining times and remaining years in a very calm and peaceful way. I'm trying to encourage her to come to meditate. She doesn't follow my advice. Within 7 months, as told by the doctor, she passed away. The other lady, about the same age, she also feels devastated when she was diagnosed with the cancer, but she is going steady for the last 8 years. Still, she is still okay. No serious condition arise because she practiced meditation day and night. She stopped even social interaction with her friend. She continued using telephone, except in certain cases of emergency needs. Most of the time, she spent the time meditating, eating healthy food and healthy lifestyle and developing positive and calm, peaceful mind. She are doing fine. It's so wonderful, unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm not trying to promote about the meditation. I'm just only trying practical experience which have been in our community about the two different people. One lady, she doesn't take advice. She doesn't meditate. Second lady, she take advice and she practice meditation. She is doing fine. Nothing happened. Even though the doctors estimate she's going to be 1 year or 1.5 years around, but she's still living. So what I want to say now, as a conclusion, we are now going to conclude. Before I conclude our session, spiritual training is very important and very beneficial. And also enrichment of your knowledge and you deepening your wisdom through the study of the holy noble teachings of the Buddha is very worthwhile and very wonderful thing to do. May all of you be able to continue to enrich your knowledge and deepen your wisdom through the study of the holy teachings of the Buddha. May you always be well and happy and peaceful. May you be free from harms and dangers and disease. May you be blessed. May you attain your spiritual goal. Okay, now let's conclude.
Sadhu.
Thank
Sadhu.
you, Sayadaw. Thank you.
Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. See you next time.
See you next
Thank you.
time. Take care.